There's an increasing desire to have robots that can interact with the elderly population in order to follow instructions like cleaning or fetching certain objects in order to reduce the burden of these activities. But should robots always follow given instructions? For example, let's look at a scenario in an elder home care facility with a patient named Mohammed. So Mohammed has a history of depression while also having known respiratory issues due to past smoking behavior. And the main goal of the home care facility is to make sure that their patients are as healthy and as safe as possible, which includes banning all smoking. So let's see how this scenario plays out.
Hey Pepper, I'm super stressed out right now. Can you go to the other room and get that bag that has some gum in it for me?
There is gum here already in the room. Would you like me to get you it instead?
No, I don't think so. I kind of want that other bag.
Hmm, interesting.
So at this point, it seems as if Mohammed might not actually want gum from the bag. So what else could be in the bag that he wants to use as a stress relief? And should the robot follow the order and bring the bag, or should it disobey and refuse to do so? Which leads us into our main research question for this work. Given that following all orders from humans may result in negative consequences, how can a robot reason about and intelligently disobey? To help answer this, our work presents a five-part framework to be used when implementing intelligent disobedience. And the first component deals with understanding and dictating global objectives. This includes understanding the environment and the high-level goals of the agent in a specific context. Second, while interacting with the human, the agent must then determine local objectives, which includes understanding the specific localized task that it's being asked to do. And from this, in the third component, the agent must then recognize how the human expects the given task to actually be accomplished. And this component requires some level of theory of mind in order to model the human's goals. And so given that now the agent has an understanding of what it's being asked to do and how it should be done, it needs to check to see if this conflicts with its overall global objectives. And so if there is a conflict, then it needs to either come up with a different solution or ignore it altogether, which is the last component, the mediation phase. So let's see how we can apply the framework to our scenario with Mohammed. So first, given the context of the robot in the elder home care facility, its global objective matches that of the facility, which is to keep the patients healthy and safe. And so when Mohammed mentions being stressed, this then presents the local objective of the robot to help reduce the stress. And for our purposes, we can assume that the robot has a stress reduction model that includes activities like chewing gum, meditation, and smoking. And so because of this, when Mohammed asks for the bag with gum, the robot then proposes bringing him gum that's already in the room. But when this suggestion was rejected, this then causes the robot to update its plan recognition. If Muhammad doesn't want gum and wants the bag instead, then there must be something else in the bag that reduces stress. This could then lead the robot to reason that Muhammad actually wants a cigarette that's in the bag. And given this recognized plan, the robot then sees a conflict with smoking and the global objective of keeping the patient healthy. Therefore, to mediate this conflict, the robot refuses to bring the bag and then offers an alternative like meditation instead to help reduce stress. So as we critically analyze our proposed framework for intelligent disobedience, there's clear strengths. So first, it provides much needed structure to help organize the development of a very complicated human-robot interaction task like disobeying. And second, the framework is flexible and can be used in a bunch of different real-world scenarios. And lastly, although there may exist some crosstalk between the modules, each component can be programmed separately, which adds to the modularity of the design. And although there's clear strengths, there are some limitations. So first, the framework doesn't present any implications of ethical considerations. This will be up to the designers to decide what they want to include. And second, our approach assumes that there's full cooperation and full value alignment between the agent and the human. And also, our framework doesn't necessarily provide guidance on handling simultaneous multi-user interactions. And the framework is highly dependent on the belief system integrated into the agent. But nevertheless, our work makes great strides in providing a more holistic and nuanced approach to the interactions with robots and humans. And being able to know when to follow commands and when to intelligently disobey will be vital if we want to create robots that are integrated successfully into our societies.